my brother, Pomey Milton, shout out Pomey. He like, hey, after the game, like you gotta say cancel the playoff. I was like, ooh, I like that. So it was in the front of my mind. I was like, we got to handle business first and foremost. And I'm glad Danny White ran with it with the national championship. So we're on point.
This team has done something that has never been done at UCF. 13-0, undefeated, Peach Bowl champions. How does that feel?
I mean, it's great. I mean, you can't argue 13-0. I mean, I guess you can go ahead and cancel the playoff now.
It was wholeheartedly serious, but also just like, what else do you want us to do? We run the table, we beat ranked opponents, and you have us ranked sitting at 12. Like there was just respect the whole time. You got, 3 lost SEC teams who, had mediocre, play from the quarterbacks and things like that. And, you look at our roster top to bottom, we had a D-line that was as good as anybody in the country. We had guys in the secondary that could play man coverage. And we have a bunch of receivers that are still playing in the NFL and, a quarterback who can make some plays. And we truly believe we could have beat anybody in the country and would have beat anybody in the country if we had the opportunity to play them.
That game meant a lot to the players because they needed to show we're good enough to beat an SEC team and we're good enough, even though our head coach is leaving, to be able to carry this forward into the next season because we knew there were going to be a lot of players coming back, starting with McKenzie Milton into 2018. So this wasn't the end of the road for the players, even though it was the end of the road for Scott Frost. To me, it felt almost like a beginning for the players because they knew this was an opportunity that they had to seize. And boy, did they seize that opportunity.
That season probably did more for them than I can think of any season doing for any program. Maybe the 2006 season for Boise State that ended with the Statue of Liberty play in the Fiesta Bowl. It created a brand. Everybody knew after 2017 what UCF football is, whether they lived in, Orange County and Seminole County and Osceola County, or whether they lived in the other Orange County in California. So it changed everything in terms of brand awareness. It made them a viable national brand.
I thought it was fabulous what Danny White did, saying we're national champions because, well, why not? How many other programs have self-declared a national championship? Go in Alabama's media guide and start scrolling to see how many national championships they have versus how many they've actually won on the field. Okay. There's a disparity there. So the publicity that it brought to UCF was terrific, but it also brought a backlash to UCF. So that headed into 2018, it wasn't, hey, look at all of these great players with this underdog story. It was, I can't wait till those guys lose so they can shut up. So watching that entire dynamic play out to me was completely fascinating because everybody loves an underdog until the underdog tells you how great they are and then they don't love you anymore.